I'm Natasha, and this is Nightline, the top stories. Mutiara Line LRT extension to Seberang Perai to ensure balanced, inclusive development across Pulau Pinang, says PM. And Dato' Iwan Benedict resigns as Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives Minister. Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives Minister Dato' Iwan Benedict announced on Saturday night that he has resigned from the federal cabinet. In a Facebook post, Iwan, who is also the United Progressive Kinabalu Organization UPCO president, said the decision was made as a matter of principle in response to the federal government's stance on Sabah's 40% revenue entitlement. He added that he cannot support any decision that contradicts the Kota Kinabalu High Court ruling delivered on October 17th. Iwan also said he would write to the Prime Minister to formally notify him of his resignation. Earlier, it was reported that the Penampang Member of Parliament had sparked speculation about his cabinet position after attending a farewell event organized by his ministry's staff in Putrajaya on Friday. Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has criticized the opposition for questioning the cost of the Mutiara Line light rail transit LRT project without taking into account its latest progress. The Prime Minister explained that the increase in cost resulted from extending the route to Seberang Perai, a move aimed at ensuring more balanced and inclusive development across Pulau Pinang. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the traffic dispersal project between the Juru and Sungai Dua toll plazas at the Seberang Jaya Expo site, Anwar said the decision was made based on data and genuine needs following a review of the original proposal, which only covered the island and did not include a link to the mainland.
Bila dibentang kepada saya oleh kerajaan negeri, itu projek LRT itu hanya di pulau. Saya sebagai anak Pulau Pinang dan dibesarkan di Seberang Perai, saya tidak mau projek itu tersekat di situ. Jadi saya yang mencadangkan supaya LRT menyeberang lautan sampai ke Seberang Perai. Kalau tidak, kalau dekat Pulau Pinang dia kata, tengok, jaga pulau saja, kepentingan Cina saja, tak jaga seberang, tak jaga Melayu. Ini polemik yang tidak menguntungkan. Dan bila kita bagi penjelasan, tak dengar. Sebab itu saya kata di Parlimen, ini seolah-olah dialogue with the deaf. Dia tak peduli. Katalah apa.
He added that extending the route would increase costs due to the construction of the cross-sea line, the addition of new stations, and supporting infrastructure all the way to Penang Central. At the same event, Anwar said Malaysia will attend the G20 summit in South Africa later this month, despite pressure from certain countries. The Prime Minister stressed that as a sovereign nation, Malaysia is free to pursue international relations to safeguard its economic interests and the well-being of its people.
Presiden Donald Trump umumkan melarang semua wakil Amerika Syarikat hadir ke G20. Tapi saya akan hadir G20. Kerana Malaysia negara merdeka dan berdaulat dan bebas. Kalau kita tunduk kepada arahan Amerika, kita tidak akan pergi.
Anwar also highlighted that this approach allows Malaysia to maintain strong trade and investment ties with all countries, including the United States, China, Brazil, and South Africa. In another development, Anwar dismissed recent allegations by a former Thai army officer concerning his role in the Thailand-Cambodia peace agreement. The Prime Minister emphasized that while he has never shied away from criticism, it must be grounded in facts and truth rather than unfounded allegations or personal attacks.
Kawan tu macam parti pejuang. Bertani tak pernah menang. Bukan saja tak pernah menang, hilang deposit. Macam pejuang lah sama, apa jadi boleh berkawan. Dan orang itu dia, tak ada masalah. Orang nak kritik kita, saya tak ada masalah. Kritik lah. Tapi kita harus jawab supaya maklumat itu sampai.
Speaking at the Communiversity Collaborative Program in Kampung Ceruk, Tok Kun, Permatang Pauh, Anwar stated that claims accusing him of betraying the country or selling out the nation to foreigners are completely baseless. Previously, a video went viral showing the former Royal Thai Army radio and television station chief accusing Anwar of being a U.S. spy and traitor over his involvement in the peace negotiations. Retired Major General Rangsi Kitayana Sap alleged that Anwar's actions had caused Thailand economic losses through the agreement by supposedly allowing U.S. interference in the country's economy. Meanwhile, Armed Forces Chief General Tan Sri Muhammad Nizam Jafar has criticized Kitayana Sap for labeling the Prime Minister a traitor over the Thailand-Cambodia peace deal. In a statement, Nizam explained that Kitayana Sap's allegations do not reflect the realities of the diplomatic process and consensus-based decision-making. He said the claims reveal Kitayana Sap's limited understanding of the ASEAN centrality principle, while also undermining the professionalism and mutual respect that have long guided military institutions in the region. Nizam added that Malaysia facilitated preliminary negotiations in Putrajaya after both countries expressed willingness to ease tensions, which led to the ceasefire agreement taking effect on July 28th. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim said the warm diplomatic and friendly relations between Malaysia and Bahrain have significant potential for expanded collaboration. He described the nation as an important strategic partner for Malaysia and expressed hope to strengthen economic cooperation in line with Bahrain's Economic Vision 2030. Sultan Ibrahim said this in his address before attending a state banquet during his state visit to Bahrain. Upon his arrival at Sakir Palace in Zalak, His Majesty was welcomed by the King of Bahrain, King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Sultan Ibrahim highlighted that both nations share mutual respect and a spirit of brotherhood, along with common values, aspirations, and commitments to peace, well-being, and progress for their citizens. His Majesty also expressed hope that this visit would mark a new chapter in shaping the future direction of bilateral relations between the two countries. King Hamad also affirmed Bahrain's commitment to being a long-term, sincere and constructive strategic partner for Malaysia, strengthening cooperation across various fields. The Bahraini monarch also noted that Malaysia and Bahrain have numerous opportunities to mutually benefit in sectors such as banking, financial technology, tourism, agriculture, and infrastructure development. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, will summon Meta to explain allegations that the social media giant profited from scam-linked and illegal gambling advertisements. The Commission said it takes the Reuters report seriously, describing the matter as a potential breach of public trust and national law if proven to be true. In a statement, MCMC revealed that it has launched an investigation into the allegations. Prior to this, the Commission held engagement sessions with several major social media platforms, including Meta, regarding issues of online scam and gambling advertisements. During its session with Meta, MCMC highlighted concerns over the unusually high number of content removal requests submitted to the platform compared with others. The Commission also urged the company to take a more proactive approach in tackling online scams and gambling activities, noting that current measures remain insufficient and continue to negatively affect the public. From January 1st to November 4th, MCMC submitted a total of 157,208 requests to Meta to remove advertisements related to illegal online activities and 44,922 requests concerning scam advertisements. According to Reuters, Meta internally projected late last year that around 10% of its annual global revenue, about $16 billion, came from advertisements linked to scams and banned goods. Any decision regarding a cabinet reshuffle is the sole prerogative of Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim. Plantation and Commodities Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani, who is also Barisan Nasional Treasurer General and UMNO Vice President, said he fully leaves the matter to the wisdom of the country's leadership.
Soal kabinet ni kita kena faham. Ini adalah prerogatif hak mutlak Perdana Menteri. Jadi kalau hak mutlak Perdana Menteri ni kita biar dia decide lah. Ya. Saya happy apa yang saya buat hari ini untuk sumbang kepada negara ni.
He said this after attending the UMNO Supreme Council and BN Supreme Council meetings in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah on Saturday. Johari emphasized that issues concerning cabinet positions should not be turned into a public debate. He added that the main focus at present is to ensure that the government's development agenda and the people's well-being continue to be implemented consistently, regardless of any changes or restructuring within the cabinet. The government has introduced a new quarterly disaster assistance scheme to support victims of floods and other natural disasters, including those expected during the upcoming northeast monsoon season. National Disaster Management Agency NADMA Community and Social Development Section Director Jeffney Muhammad said the initiative aims to help communities by providing not just immediate relief, but also long-term support for recovery. The announcement was made at a community-level disaster preparedness program at Kampung Tasik Gondang in Rantau Panjang, Kelantan, which was part of NADMA's ongoing efforts to raise disaster awareness among the public. The initiative under the Bantuan Wang Ehsan program will provide regular financial aid every 3 months to ensure victims receive consistent support throughout the year. Jeffney added that the aid plan has also been expanded to cover other disasters such as storms, which frequently damage homes and infrastructure in rural areas. As of October 31st, 182,379 households nationwide have registered for flood relief aid, including over 62,000 in Kelantan, the state most frequently hit by flooding. This year, all payments will be transferred directly to victims' bank accounts to ensure faster and more efficient delivery of aid. The northeast monsoon, which runs from November to March, is expected to bring heavy rains to the east coast and parts of Sabah and Sarawak. 4 arrested over gang robbery. More on the local front after this breather.
Apa kata kalau kita pergi Ipoh?
Melaka dengan Johor pun best juga.
Spek siapa yang dia tinggal ni? Mana ambil lah.
Cinta yang lahir dari ikatan suci.
Khadijah je yang boleh bahagiakan Lan, bahagiakan Mami.
Dia tu siapa ya? Yang boleh bahagiakan Mami, bahagiakan Lan.
Berubah menjadi penderitaan tanpa henti.
Mami kenapa, Mami?
Salah dan dosa kau sebab kau kahwin dengan anak aku.
Mampukah hati memaafkan dosa semalam? Ahad ini 9 malam di Cerita Ahad TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Dugaan kira kok tabah dengan kanser otak ni, terlalu fikir banyak. Lepas tu dengan ayah pula sakit, kanser usus. Terkejut juga, kadang duk fikir masalah keuangan nak buat tu. Lepas tu dengan sakit, kita fikir banyak dengan anak istimewa pun ada. Pampers 24 jam, kadang tak pandai bagi tahu. Kata mama nak berak, mama nak kencing. Sampai pampers pun bocor. Kadang kata abah dia, tak apalah kalau saya meninggal aku terima redha. Saya pun tak ingat. Saya pun tak boleh nak fikir. Sekarang ni kok asal semangat sebab tengok ibu ayah masih ada. Ibu ayah pun bagi semangat untuk saya, tabah kuat semangat. Ya itu ya. Saya rasa syukur, alhamdulillah lah. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku, ampun dosaku. Kuatkan imanku, tabahlah hadapi dugaan dunia akhirat.
Police have arrested 4 individuals to assist in the investigation of a robbery that left a man with injuries to his head, face and hands after being slashed with a knife in Wangsa Maju. A video of the incident showing the victim covered in blood has also gone viral on social media. District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Lazim Ismail said the incident occurred on November 5th when the 21-year-old victim tried to intervene in a dispute between one of the suspects and his friend. After the altercation, the suspects managed to flee the scene with the friend's personal belongings. Following investigations, the 4 suspects, aged between 16 and 23, were arrested in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor and Johor. They have been remanded for 7 days starting November 6 to assist in investigations under the Penal Code for voluntarily causing hurt while committing robbery. In Selangor, police are investigating a fatal shooting at a petrol station in Bukit Tinggi, Klang late Friday night that left a local man dead. State Police Chief Datuk Shazli Kahar said the victim died while receiving treatment at Tengku Ampuan Rahimah Hospital. CCTV footage of the incident, which occurred at around 11 p.m., has since gone viral, showing the victim's car pulling up to refuel with a female passenger on board before two unidentified men on a motorcycle approached the vehicle. One of the men then fired multiple shots at the front of the car before both suspects fled the scene. Shazali said the control center at the Klang Selatan District Police Headquarters received a report of the incident at 11:13 p.m. Initial investigations revealed that the 34-year-old victim, who was unemployed, sustained gunshot wounds to the upper body. Police are now investigating the case under the Penal Code for murder. However, the motive for the incident has yet to be determined. Members of the public with any information are urged to come forward to assist with the probe. The Marine Department has confirmed that no toxic or hazardous gases were released following the fire aboard the container vessel Ki Parisia at the Tanjung Pelepas port in Iskandar Putri, Johor on Friday. Preliminary investigations found that the fire originated from a single container while the vessel was en route to Togo. In a statement, the department said the vessel turned back to Wharf 4 at the port to receive emergency assistance and undergo further inspection. The affected area has been fully secured with all access routes to the wharf temporarily closed for safety. The fire, which broke out at around noon, claimed the lives of 3 crew members, a 59-year-old Malaysian, a 38-year-old Filipino, and a 49-year-old British national, while 3 others were injured during container unloading operations below deck. A joint investigation team has been established to determine the exact cause of the incident in collaboration with relevant authorities and the ship's agents. The Marine Department's oil spill response team also remains on standby as a precautionary measure. In Pahang, 2 fuel tankers were completely destroyed in a fire at the Royal Malaysian Air Force RMAF base in Kuantan on Saturday. State Fire and Rescue Department Director Datuk Muhammad Razam Tajar Rahim said the incident is believed to have occurred while the tanker trucks were transferring fuel. According to Razam, 20 firefighters from the Taman Tas and Indira Makota fire and rescue stations were immediately deployed to the scene after they received a distress call at 2:50 p.m. Firefighters used foam suppression techniques to prevent the flames from spreading, bringing the fire under control by 3:20 p.m. and fully extinguishing it about an hour later.
Kebakaran yang melibatkan ada 2 buah lori lah, tetapi lori yang sebelah memang kosong, sebelah lagi mengandungi dalam 20% bahan bakar, bahan api, itu minyak, sampai terbang lah.
Razam added both tankers involved had a capacity of 40,000 litres each, while another 20,000-litre tanker nearby was saved from catching fire. No casualties were reported. However, the fire also caused minor damage to the walls of a nearby building. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation. Thousands evacuated as Typhoon Uwan churns toward the Philippines' eastern coast. The details when Nightline returns.
Baby ni dibunuh dan seluruh badan dia dilumuk oleh garam kasar dan disumbat dalam guni.
Saya pun sempat bertanya pada dia, pasal apa kamu pukul isteri kamu? Blaze telah masuk dalam badan isteri dia dan begitu juga dengan anak dia.
Pada pagi tersebut, tertuduh tiba-tiba seperti histeria, menjerit-jerit dan mengamuk.
Bila orang hina isteri you langsung tak bela Hey. Cukup dah! Aku dah stres dengan kau ni! Aku dah stres!
Sepanjang saya kahwin dengan dia, dia seksa jiwa dan harga saya yang Arif. Sebab tu saya kata dia narsisis.
Saya berdosa tahu suruh orang cerai.
I tak suruh dia cerai pun.
I akan tuntut cerai.
Bagus. You sebenarnya nakkan Mila tu because of her talent. Or you nak try dia.
Terima je lah apa yang mahkamah dah putuskan.
No. Dia bukan sehari seminggu dah.
I want you to be my lawyer untuk kes cerai tu. Boleh kan?
Well, up to you.
I rasa at this point tak guna untuk kita pertahankan lagi rumah tangga kita, okey? Difahamkan maksud I? Sebenarnya saya nak cari kebenaran. Mempertahankan hak saya bukan saja perempuan tapi juga sebagai seorang isteri kepada dia.
Kita orang yang gila gegar yang gila. Kau ingat balik apa yang bapak kau dah buat pada keluarga kita orang?
You know that I need you, right?
Ada yang mau tanya?
Aku hanya ingin mencintai. Aku hanya ingin dicintai. Walaupun banyak yang menentangku, ku hanya ingin bahagia. Bahagia.
More than 3,000 people have been given shelter in various evacuation centers across the Philippines' eastern Visayas as Typhoon Uwan or Fung-Wong continued to intensify late on Saturday. The typhoon began to move towards the Philippine Sea in the eastern portion of Bicol region, with tropical cyclone wind signal number 3 now raised over 5 areas in Luzon and Visayas. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA, said that the center of the eye of Uwan was last located 575 kilometers east of Catarman, northern Samar, or 620 kilometers east of Virac in Catanduanes. Uwan was carrying a maximum wind speed of 150 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 185 kilometers per hour. The typhoon is forecast to move more northwestward on Monday. Several local governments have suspended classes for Monday, and the Philippines flag carrier has cancelled some flights ahead of Uwan's expected landfall. The warning comes just days after Typhoon Kalmegi left a trail of destruction across the region. Turkey has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and several senior officials on charges of genocide. According to a statement from the Istanbul prosecutor's office, among 37 suspects listed are Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz, National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, and Army Chief Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir. Turkey has accused them of genocide and crimes against humanity, saying Israel has carried out systemic atrocities in its war on Gaza since October 2023. The Palestinian group Hamas praised the move, calling it a commendable step that reflects the values and solidarity of the Turkish people towards the Palestinians. The announcement comes nearly a year after the International Criminal Court also sought arrest warrants for Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant over alleged war crimes. The U.S. Supreme Court on Friday allowed President Donald Trump's administration to withhold for now about $4 billion needed to fully fund a food aid program for 42 million low-income Americans this month amid the federal government shutdown. The court's order, known as an administrative stay, gives a lower court additional time to consider the administration's formal request to only partially fund the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP or food stamps, for November. The administration originally planned to suspend SNAP benefits altogether in November, citing a lack of funding because of the shutdown. However, U.S. District Judge John McConnell said last week ordered the Department of Agriculture to use emergency SNAP funding to cover part of this month's cost. The administration had faced a judge-ordered Friday deadline to fully fund the program. UK officials said on Friday they will seize millions of pounds worth of assets, including dinosaur fossils, luxury flats and expensive artworks from a Chinese businessman linked to a major money laundering scandal. The National Crime Agency, NCA, said 37-year-old Bing Hai-Su, who lives in Britain, was tied to Singapore's biggest money laundering case from 2023 to 2024, where authorities recovered over $2 billion in criminal assets. Under a civil settlement reached on Wednesday, officials will recover assets including 2 Allosaurus skeletons, a Stegosaurus, 9 Westminster apartments, and 11 Chinese artworks, all believed to be bought with illicit funds. The settlement came after Su declined to respond to a court order in April this year to explain the source of his UK assets. Some items on sports now. National women's lawn bowler Emma Friana Saroji achieved a historic milestone on Saturday after winning the singles title at the 2025 World Cup Lawn Bowls Championship. In the gold medal match held at the National Lawn Bowl Centre at Juara Stadium in Bukit Kiara, world number 12 Emma was engaged in a tooth and nail fight with England's Catherine Redknapp, with the first set tied at 5-all, thus dragging the match to the deciding set. In the deciding set, Redknapp, who is ranked 43rd in the world, briefly led 3-2 before the Selangor-born bowler charged back to claim a 6-5 victory at the end of the round. The triumph also fulfilled Emma's desire for revenge as she lost to the same opponent in the group stage. Another national woman lawn bowler, Jaria Zakaria, took the bronze, sharing it with Scottish player Pauline Wilson. Meanwhile, in the men's singles, Izzat Shamir Zulkifli, who only finished 4th in the group stage, had to be content with sharing the bronze medal with Australian Corey Wedlock. The national contingent also made Malaysia proud as they clinched the overall title after garnering 117 points. Moving on to motorsports. Malaysia's young racer Putra Adam Halim Muazzam has made history by becoming the overall champion in the pro category of the 2025 Lamborghini Super Trofeo Europe Series. The 19-year-old from Subang Jaya sealed the title after winning both final races at Italy's Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli on Friday. In his debut season with the Vincenzo Sospiri racing team, Putra Adam showed remarkable skill and consistency, scoring 114 points against experienced rivals such as Enzo Garaci and Josef Knopp, as well as drivers from the Lamborghini Young Driver program. After a tough start to the season, he bounced back with the victories in Monza and Barcelona, podiums in Spa-Francorchamps, and 2 final wins in Misano, capping off a stunning campaign. His triumph makes him the first Asian driver ever to win the pro category in the Lamborghini series in Europe. Turning to badminton, the 2025 Korea Masters. Independent mixed doubles pair Jimmy Wong, Lai Pei-jing are 1 win away from their maiden title after battling into their 7th final of the year at the Super 300 tournament on Saturday. The world number 37 pair were made to work hard before edging South Korea's An Yoon-song and Lee Yu-lim 21-14, 19-21, 21-15 in a tough 59-minute semi-final in Iksan. The Korean pair forced a decider after taking 5 straight points to steal the second game, but Jimmy and Pei-jing held their composure to close out the match and keep their title hopes alive. This marks their 7th final appearance, the most by any Malaysian pair on the World Tour this year, although all have come in lower-tier events. However, they have yet to win a final, losing all 6 previous attempts, and will be eager to finally break their duck when they take on South Korea's Kim Jae-hyun and Jong Na-eun in Sunday's final. We leave, let's take a look as Gazan students celebrate their first graduation in 2 years, dancing and teary-eyed at Al-Aqsa University. With that, I'm Natasha Busst. Thank you for watching and stay safe.